What else have I been working on today? You remember that bucket that I showed in the earlier video sitting in the middle of my garage? Full up to here. There it is. Piece by piece, separating it into its own proper spot. I figured after I made that video of the wire, and I only thought about it because I happened to run across it in my big barrel. I figured, well, what the hell? I'm just gonna sit out here and strip some of this wire by hand, strip some of this wire with my stripper, enjoy the rest of the day. Peace and harmony, baby. Maybe watch some YouTube videos. And I also seen this piece that I poured. I believe it's about 2.7 pounds. And I will be stamping, scrapping with Grandpa back here. And this will be on my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm gonna give this away along with an ounce of silver to 5 different pieces. So we're gonna have 6 winners, 5 ounces of silver and a 2.5 pound bar of copper. Keep watching. Subscriber giveaway only. I'm not asking you to subscribe. I'm just telling you that there is going to be a giveaway later. So if that's something you're interested in, be watching. When I finally hit 5,000, we're going to do a giveaway. The reason I'm not running this through my stripper, my cozy stripper sitting here next to me, is because these things don't cut very well. That when it's got that real soft outside on it and that fine wire, it doesn't cut very well. So I go ahead and just strip it by hand. That's my handy dandy stripper. I love that little hook blade, boy. I love it. And like I said, this is aluminum. Very obvious by the weight. Very obvious by the weight. So I'm just taking the wire that I'm not gonna run through my stripper because there is some up here, and most of that, to be honest, is just some Romex. So I'm gonna take my Romex, split that one piece. I always try to grab a hold of the copper one in the middle. Rip that on out of there. If it's heavy enough house wire, you can throw that in your number 1. Throw away the trash. And get ready for stripping the rest. And when I don't have anything else to do, my wife doesn't have a honeydew for me, and today she doesn't, this is what I do. This is also a house wire, but there's a difference. This house wire is very fine. It's definitely not the size of a pencil. In order for getting bare bright, you're gonna want it to be the size of a pencil. So I throw that piece right in number 2. And I know these 2 small wires right here that are coming out of there are also going to be number 2 when I get them out of the sheet. And I'll show you in a second the difference between number 1 and number 2, not to mention the fact that it bends a whole lot different. You can actually see it. You can actually see it. There's a difference in the size of it, just the pure size. This one that I already stripped is almost the same size as the other one without even stripping it. Okay, so I'm gonna save that in my number 1, Bare Bright. And Instead of running this thing through the stripper, I'm just gonna run it off down through my knife. Peel that piece back. I generally find it easier to cut that first piece twice. I got a little tail to get a hold of, peel it off. But yeah, this is the difference. Hope it shows up on camera. And I want you to tell me which one would be Bear Bright number 1, and which one you think's gonna be Bear Bright, period. Yeah, Bear Bright. Which one is Bear Bright, and which one is number 2? That's what I'm meaning to say. So you tell me, is it the top one or the bottom one? Bottom, top. I know where I put it. You can tell the difference between number 1 and number 2 house wire, literally, by looking at it, obviously, but just by the pure strength of it. I mean, this is so weak, and this other heavier is much more sturdy. So you're gonna get the pencil here, and the one here on the black is not gonna be pencil, so that will be number 2 because it's not thick enough to be number 1, Bear Bright. What makes number 1 Bear Bright is the size of it. No matter what it looks like, whether this is bright, shiny, or this is bright, shiny, that doesn't matter. It's the size only. You know, size matters. Size matters. That's my tail. And these I just generally run right down my stripper, but that's that little tail I'm talking about. It makes it generally easier to get out of there. And by the way, this is another reason why I don't wear my gloves. Can't strip wire with a pair of gloves on. Just can't do it. Sometimes you can't do it without gloves on. Just miss that little piece. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Anyways, I'm just gonna sit here and strip wire. You can watch if you like. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. These fine strand ones here, I generally, to be honest with you, do not run them through my stripper. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do the job. It's fine copper. Lots of strands, small strands. That is never going to be Bear Bright, no matter how orange it is, okay? Don't forget that. Put that in your number 2. Copper, because of the pure size of it, is not big enough to be number 1 Bear Bright. If I don't already know where you're from, leave it in the comments. I would appreciate that. I have subscribers from all over the world. I have one from Japan. Super nice guy. Comments on just about all my videos. Tells me where he's from. So you can definitely tell Bear Bright from the others. Big difference. I'm just pulling them ones out though. So that I can run them through my stripper. All I'm basically doing is cutting my tail on these things, pulling my wire out. The reason why I really start with this one, even though it has the paper on it, is because at the end you always get that bent piece. I'm gonna run my pieces through the stripper, and I'll have to straighten out every single one of them at the end. And that is just a pain in the behind. I've got all different types of wire. It's not just one Romex wire. That's a heavy piece of wire. And it doesn't take much to run a nice, fairly sharp knife down. I like doing it off of my block. Right here. I like doing it off my block. Just gets my hand up off the table a little bit so I can kind of run it out here to the side. Oh, damn it. So one thing about these fine wires is they will prick you every once in a while. Go home, you go in the house with prick marks on your fingers. This is some of that stuff I made a video of earlier. Dang it. That last piece is burnt right there, and it didn't want to come off. But that's that aluminum. Aluminum wire that you don't want to send to your scrapyard as copper just because it looks like it. Jumper cables are not copper. Well, some of them are. Like I said, some of them are. It's going to whether it's a very expensive set or a very cheap set. I have both. Trust me, if you're gonna buy a set of cables that you're gonna rely on, you better buy the copper ones because they are gonna last so much longer. Somebody gave these to me. I'm not sure what was wrong with them. I guess one of the ends was missing. I could have very easily probably put another end on it and had an amazing set of jumper cables because copper is always way better than the aluminum ones. The aluminum ones are cheap, and if you get a pinhole in one of them things or moisture, for crying out loud, gets to the cable itself, it will turn white and literally turn to powder and go away. It will go away. Aluminum strands left out into the weather, they won't last long. They will not last long. They will go away 100%. You'd be like, what in the world? If you stripped them aluminum cables and left them cables out in the yard, stripped, it wouldn't take long, probably, I'm guessing about a month, and they would probably be disintegrated into dust. Copper ones are going to still be there. Hey, love, you leaving? Okay, love. I saw 2 pair in the bathroom this morning. Oh, I didn't see them. Some of these things could actually go through my stripper. Pretty solid wire. Do a stripper test. Again, that's that soft stuff. And boy, if it's not straight, ask anybody with a stripper like mine. Only has the one wheel. Number 2 is too small to be number 1. It's nice to have that handy stripper sitting right next to you. You can run something through it if you want to.